I like Peraza. I'm thinking with the Red Sox situation the way it is, I think Peraza can play second base. How's that? Peraza can play second base. Remember his first year back, his first year in the majors? What, he hit 320 something when he was with Cincinnati in 2016? I mean, come on. He was a big player coming into the league. He had about 320 something. All right, he had 20 something stolen bases. Jose Peraza is a freaking sleeper this year, unless the Red Sox get somebody, a free agent or something like that. Peraza had a breakout season in 2018, and I'll tell you something. Look, exit velocity was down, hard hit rate was down, everything was down. Okay, everything was down, among the worst in the league down, and he only stole 7 bases. Got caught 6 times. But Peraza, etch this in your kitchen table and give me a hug when you take him and he produces. Because Peraza is going to be a good player this year. Okay? He's going to be terrific. Peraza is going to be terrific this year. All right, I got to rest. Xander Bogaerts. Come on, man. We're forgetting how good Xander Bogaerts is. Xander Bogaerts is tremendous. I don't have to tell you that. All I'm going to do on Xander Bogaerts is give you my projections, okay, on Xander Bogaerts. Xander Bogaerts. What do I think he's going to do? I think Xander Bogaerts this year is going to hit about 295, 25 homers, 100 RBIs, 7 to 10 stolen bases. Not bad. 117 RBIs last year. Hit over 300. Don't devalue Xander Bogaerts. Rafael Devers over at third base. Boy, he took us by surprise, didn't he? But he was tremendous last year. Devers was tremendous last year. I think this year he hits about 285, 30 homers, 100 RBIs. He is 23 years old. But don't forget, we've seen this before. The sophomore slump is for real. When a player has a good year, like Rafael Devers, and he goes back off season, says if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and then every pitcher and pitching coach is changing how they're going to pitch to Devers. So he dedicated himself last year. He had a disappointing 2018, and really, he dedicated himself last year to getting into shape. His exit velocity, his hard hit rate, everything. We're in the 90th percentile. He reduced his strikeout rate from 25% to, maybe 10 points. Maybe 8 to 10 points. Okay? Power to all fields. He can be, having trouble with lefties. Can have trouble with lefties. 7 of his 32 home runs came off of left-handed pitchers. So, look, even if he doesn't step it up, 285, 35, and 100, nothing wrong with that. Now we're getting to one of my favorite players, Andrew Benintendi. A couple of years ago, I'm walking by my TV and I see this guy take a swing, and I actually took 2 steps back, and I didn't know who it was. And that was Andrew Benintendi. You want to talk about analytics, or you want to talk about your eye? This was my eye. Now, I expected Benintendi, he was one of my key players last year, to have a big year last year. He didn't have it, okay? Didn't have it. The year before, when he had 15 stolen bases, what did he have? He had 10 stolen bases. No, he had 21 stolen bases in 2018, I think. 2021. Last year, he only had 10. But I am going out there. If you're looking for a little power, a little speed, Benintendi will hit you about 285. 285! That's right. 20 points up from last year. Benintendi, 285. 15 to 20 homers, 15 to 20 stolen bases. Etch that in your kitchen table. He's going to be good. He was supposed to take a step forward in his 3rd full season, but he forgot to read what he was supposed to do. So he was league average. That's it. League. So here's the thing. He was league average on a bad year. Strikeout rate jumped big time. Everything. Pitchers got ahead of him early with first pitch strikes. That could be remedied. He was awful against off speed. So look, now's the time to make the adjustment. And Benintendi is going to be a 2020 guy. How many 2020 guys are there in Major League Baseball? Not a lot, but we got King Happen Taco in the same chat room. Holy moly! Oh my goodness gracious! Don't forget George. Sunday at 6:30. A new day, a new time, but an old George, and that's the greatest thing ever, right? New day, new time, old George. 6:30. I'll be there. Hopefully you will too. All right, we're going to go over some prospects, but first, let's go over the pitching. Look, Jackie Bradley, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be a Red Sox. I don't know what that means if he's not a Red Sox. But Jackie Bradley, 235. He could hit 18 to 20. He could hit that. He could steal you 10 bases. You know, he's just not exciting. He looked like an emerging star after he had his year in 2016, but just hasn't gotten any better. He's defensively, he's a gem, but this is fantasy baseball. So he struck out about 28% of the time. That's the highest since he became a regular. He just has not progressed. So don't get caught up in the Jackie Bradley hype. Okay, J.D. Martinez, I took him in the slow draft. Who knows? Just hope they don't trade him. He's playing for a contract. Chris Sale, I took Chris Sale in our draft, our slow draft that we're having, and I'm not sure, but you can't pay. You just can't. I mean, if the Red Sox are going to be lousy, I take the position they wouldn't have signed him to an extension. 5 years. I mean, his shoulder was a concern. He missed time down the stretch in 2018. No structural damage. They signed him to a 5-year extension. I'm going to take the position that the Red Sox know more than I do. So looking for a 3.3 ERA, a 1 whip, 230 strikeouts. That's my projections. On Sale, he could blow up, but come on, man, with the 5th round or whatever I took him, you got to take him. David Price, boy, oh boy. First of all, the closer, I don't even know who that is, probably Nick Workman. David Price, I don't know where he's going to be, but I would say this, that I'll bet you sweet Bippy, David Price is not on the Boston Red Sox. So if you're looking at David Price, you hope maybe he winds up in the National League. 3.8, 1.2, 150 strikeouts. That's what you could get from him. But look, in the middle of July, he was pitching great. Had a 3.1, had a 1.1 whip, 102 strikeouts in 88 innings. And then forget about it. He had an ERA over 9 in his final 19 innings. Okay? He had a string of very bad outings, and he went on the DL with a cyst in his left wrist. So I'd be cautious. He's not the same pitcher. He's going to be 34, 35. Not the same pitcher that he once was. No doubt about it. And I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. Eduardo Rodriguez. A lot of people think he could be a breakout pitcher. A lot of people think he could be a breakout pitcher. I thought so 2 years ago. So I've been wrong for a while now. Rodriguez, I think, is going to give you like a 3.6, 1.2, 190 strikeouts, something like that. Much maligned. But would you be surprised that he won 19 games and he had an under 4 ERA? 70, he had a high strand rate, kept those runners from scoring. His strikeout to walk rate was very good. But still, he's 26 years old. May take a jump up. Look, if he wins 15 games with a 3.6, a 1.2, and 190 strikeouts, not a bad pitcher. Just don't overpay. there are a couple of other pitchers who you can get. Same thing. Workman could be the closer. Brandon Workman could be the closer on this team. There's really nobody else who jumps off the page. Nate Eovaldi, Martin Perez are the other two starting pitchers for the Red Sox. Not going to go crazy with those two guys. But right now, Brandon Workman looks like he's the closer for the Red Sox. He had, 15, 16 saves last year. They had no clear closer following the departure of Craig Kimbrell. And Workman wasn't even the first choice. Okay, he worked his way into the role. He got 15 holes, 16 saves in 73 appearances. Solid. He is solid. So let's see what can happen. He walked a few too many, but he only had a 121 batting average against, and that's good pitching. So that's Brandon Workman for you. As far as the prospects now for the Red Sox, who do they got? They got a couple. Looks like we're going to open up kind of even there, Brooks. A little even, but that's okay. I'm at a point now where I just don't want to lose. That's it. Don't want to lose. Now, as far as the prospects for the Boston Red Sox, we're going to start with Bobby Dalbec, the third baseman who's 24 years old. Could see some time. Okay? He could see some time. Chavis was the player to provide immediate impact in 2019. Bobby Dalbec could be 2020. Without Mitch Moreland and Steve Pearce, Dalbec could be called upon to fill multiple needs in that everyday lineup. Okay? Bobby Dalbec. He can hit that home run. He's got, he grinds it out. He takes a lot of pitches. He's a guy. You watch him a couple of times and you'll notice he goes 2-2 nearly every at bat. Okay? So keep an eye on Bobby Dalbec. He could hit you 27 home runs, something like that, 28, 29. Steal you 5 or 6 bases. Won't give you a great batting average. He's 6'4". Okay, 24-year-old Bobby Dalbec. There's nobody else who jumps off the page who, in my opinion, has a chance. Noah Song, 22-year-old, 6'4", right-handed pitcher. I don't know. He had something to do with the Naval Academy. I don't know a lot about him, so I'll just stay away. But that's not a lot. If you really want to talk about a Dynasty League player for the Boston Red Sox, they got this 19-year-old kid who, once again, I don't claim to have seen him, so I like to talk about the guys that I've seen. But the player that a lot of the scouts are talking about, Tristan Casas, who is a 19-year-old, 6'4", Dynasty League, you got to take him. First baseman, you got to take him. Big power hitter, okay? He's a rare exception. He could blossom into a middle-of-the-order power threat, okay? So, and he came from a prep school. Very rarely do you see a prep school kid get drafted in the first round, okay? Left-handed batter. Keep an eye out for Tristan Casas. Keep an eye out for Sunday. We got Sunday, Raceway Park. We've got George coming up on Sunday, and away we go. A sincere thank you to everybody all week. You've been great. Brooks, Greg, Chris, Dale, George, King Hap, hope you loved it. Mal Pal, The Itch, The Phil, Ray K, Kevin Hastings, Taco, Timothy, my hooker, and only Toledo, White Sox, Alzamo, and a cast of thousands. We also had a number of guys who were here who left because you can't stay here all day. The GNP of the United States goes down from 9 to 10 every morning. Thanks for joining me. Love you all, and I'll see you again on Monday. Don't forget, we got a lot of great stuff. Phil Chaplin, what a job. You didn't listen to Phil yesterday, then go to his house. You got Kevin. You got Arnie. We got them all. And we got George on Sunday. I'll be there, George. Start practicing. Love you all.